Okay, test review, and this is what you can expect on the test review. Just take notes on this, and if there's anything you don't really get, let me know. So we have to do the operation that says to this is addition, so I don't need to mess around over here. I'm going to put a big X through that. I don't need to do anything with rainbows or anything like that. I just put together like terms. So I've got x to the second, negative 3x, and a constant, and then x to the second, positive 2x, and a constant. Okay, so the highest power is x to the second, so blank x second plus blank x plus blank. Okay, so x to the second power, I have positive 8x to the second and negative 11x to the second power. Okay, get a calculator here so you can see how that works. Okay, so I got 8, and the plus is the operator, so plus negative 11 gives me negative 3. Okay, we can cross those out. Okay, then for x, we've got negative 3x and positive 2x, so I add those together, so negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Okay, and then the constants, I have negative 10 and negative 7, and I add those together. Negative 17. There's the answer. Okay, my next problem, I have a subtraction. So if I have, again, a subtraction, we can cross that out right there. So I've got, again, you want to make sure all your x's have numbers in front. So that x there needs a 1, and then we got 15, 7, negative 8. So x third, x second, x second, x constant. So x to the third is my high power. And then I go blank x second plus blank x plus blank. Now you go look for your x to the thirds. You have 6x to the third, and then you don't have anything here. So again, that's 6 minus 0. Okay? That'd be 6. Cross that out. Now your x to the second powers, you have positive 12x to the second and 15x to the second. So you're going to be taking positive 12, subtract 15. That's going to give you a negative 3. Okay, now for your regular x's, you have negative 1x and positive 7x. So you go negative 1, you're going to subtract 7. It's negative 8. Okay, now for my constants, I just have the negative 8, but I take 0 minus negative 8. Okay, again, you didn't have anything in here, so you put that in as a 0. You subtract negative 8. Well, that's 8. Okay, that's what we have here. Okay, my next problem is there's no sign between the 5x to the fourth and the parentheses, so that's a multiplication. So now with multiplication, that's the only one I really have outside there, so I distribute the 5 to all 4 of these. Okay, 5, negative 1. Now I just drew 4 rainbows, so we write 5x to the fourth out 4 times. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply by 2x to the third, negative 3x to the second. Remember, minus, watch the negative, and then positive 5x, and then negative 1. Okay, so I'm looking through here. My x, I got a 4 and a 3, a 4 and a 2, a 4 and a 1, and then a 4 and a nothing. Okay? So I find these 4 products. I'm going to take 5 times 2, that's 10. Then on x, I'm going to take 4 plus 3, that's 7. Okay, 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. On x, I go 4 plus 2 is 6. 5 times 5 is 25. Then on x, we take 4 plus 1, and that's 5. And then 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Then on x, it's just going to be a 4. Okay, you don't have anything to add to it. So since all these powers are different, I don't need to draw the spaces, okay? I just write 10x to the 7th plus negative 15x to the 6th plus 25x to the 5th plus negative 5x to the 4th, okay? And that's my answer. Okay, my next problem. 3x minus 1, and then it would be times 1x plus 5. All right, so another multiplication, so we're going to have to do some things over here. So I circle my first term, the 3x. I distribute 3x to 1x and 3 to positive 5. So 3x, and I will be multiplying by the 1x and the positive 5. Okay, then I cross that out. Then we have a second term, negative 7. I distribute it to 1x, and I distribute it to positive 5. So I got negative 7 times, negative 7 times. It's going to be by the same two things, so 1x and 5. Okay, so my x's, you got 1, 1, 1 and nothing, nothing and 1, and then nothing at all. So 3 times 1 is 3. And 1 plus 1, that's 2. So 3x to the 2. 3 times 5 is 15. You got x to the 1 and then nothing, so it's just a 1. Negative 7 times 1 is negative 7, and on x it's just to the 1. Then negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. Okay, now two of these powers are identical, okay? Right here, right here. Okay, so the highest power is a 2. So I got blank x to the second plus blank x plus blank. So for x to the second, we have 3. For regular x, we got 15 plus negative 8. 15 plus negative 7. Add those together, it's 8. And then we have our only constant, negative 35. Okay, and that's done. Okay, my next problem, 3x minus 2, and then the operation would be times the parentheses with 2x to the second minus 5x plus 6. Now this is a little bit longer one. We are going to have to write our products over here because we are multiplying. So I circle my first term. I take 3 to 2, 3 to negative 5, and 3 to 6. So that's 3 rainbows. So 3x, 3x, 3x. Okay, you can cross that out. And then we go negative 2. Okay, sorry. I'm going to multiply by 2x to the second, negative 5x, and positive 6. Now I do my negative 2. Negative 2 to 2x second, negative 2 to negative 5x, negative 2 to positive 6. So negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. Okay, and then it's by the same thing. So 2x to the second, negative 5x, and positive 6. Now we got to find those 6 products. Okay, so I got x to the 1, x to the 2, x to the 1, x to the 1, x to the 1 and nothing, nothing, x to the second, nothing, x to the 1, then nothing at all. So 3 times 2 is 6. Then on x we have 1 plus 2, and that's 3. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. Then on the x we have 1 plus 1, that's 2. 3 times 6 is 18, x to the 1. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, and that'd be x just to the second. There'd be nothing to add to the 1 and the 2 here because this is the only one exponent you have. Negative 2 times negative 5 is 10, and it's x to the 1, and then negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Okay, now we have some identical powers. This is the only third power I have, but I have a second power here and here. So I'm going to circle those. I also have a first power here and here, so I'm going to actually put squares around those because the reason I use circles for one and squares for the other is so I don't get them mixed up, okay? So x to the third is your highest power. So blank x to the third plus blank x to the second plus blank x plus blank. So x to the third we have 6. x to the second, I've got negative 15 and negative 4. Okay, those are my two x to the second terms. So I add those. Negative 15 plus negative 4 is negative 19. Okay, and then you can cross out your x to the seconds. Then on x to the first, we have 18 and 10. Well, 18 plus 10 is 28x. And then we have our constant of negative 12. Okay, and that is my product. Okay, my next problem, if I have that second power on this test, you need to eliminate it and times by the same exact parentheses, 4x minus 5. Okay, so it's times. We have the times. So we're going to circle 4x and then distribute it to 4x and negative 5. So I got 4x, 4x. And I will be timesing it by 4x and by negative 5. Okay, and we can forget about that. The negative 5 has to be distributed. Okay, so negative 5, and I'm going to multiply that by the same two factors, 4x and negative 5. So 1, 1, 1 and nothing, nothing and 1, and then nothing. So 4 times 4 is 16. Then on x, we got 1 plus 1, and that's 2, 16x to the second. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Then on x, you just got a 1. Negative 4, 5 times 4 is negative 20. Then on x, be just to the 1. Then negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. Okay, now you got two identical powers here. Those will get added, so I want to draw my blanks out. So x to the seconds is my highest. So blank x to the second plus blank x plus blank. Okay, so for x to the second, we have 16 positive. Then on x, we have negative 20 plus negative 20, negative 40. Okay, then 25. Okay, and then this one here, that's another multiplication problem, so I want to start drawing rainbows. So circle the first term, and then rain to that, rainbow to that. So you got 4x times, 4x times. And then we'll times it by 4x and by 2. Both positives here. Then I repeat the procedure with the negative 2. Negative 2 to 4x, negative 2 to 2. So negative 2. And I multiply by the same two things. So 4x and 2. So 1, 1, 1, 1, nothing. Okay, so 4 times 4 is 16. Then on x, we have 1 plus 1. That's 2. 4 times 2 is 8x to the 1. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8, and that x would be to the 1. And negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. So, again, you have two identical powers here, 8 and negative 8. So we got blank x to the second plus blank x plus blank. So for x to the second, I already know I have 16 of those. Okay, for regular x, again, I add 8 to negative 8. So it's 8 plus negative 8 would be 0. So if I got a 0, I'm going to put it, but then I'm going to erase that whole term, okay, because I don't have any of those. Then I have negative 4. So I have 16x to the second power plus negative 4. Okay, then there's a word problem. A garden has dimensions of 15 by 17 feet. You're going to build a rectangular border that's the same width on every side. So first off, what we have 15 and we got 17. Now it doesn't matter which one goes where really, okay? All right, so I want to measure my length from start to finish and then mark where the centerpiece begins and ends. So from here to here is 15, and then that would be x and x. And then the width, I'm going to mark where my centerpiece starts and ends. So from here to here is 17, and then x and x. Okay, now you make your two parentheses. one for the length, one for the width. Doesn't matter which goes first. So the length, there are 15 and then an x on each side, making a total of 2 x's. So I have 2x plus 15. Then my width, I have a 17 and then an x on each side, so that would make 2x plus 17. Okay, so multiply, we circle 2x. So we take 2x to 2x and 2x is 17. So that's 2 factors. And then distribute the 15 to each one. So it's going to be 15, 15. We'll multiply by the same two things, 2x and 17. So 1, 1, 1 and nothing, nothing and 1 and then nothing. Okay. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then on x we got 1 plus 1. That's 2. 2 times 17 is 34. X to the 1. 15 times 2 is 30. X to the 1. And then 15 times 17 is 255. Okay, so x to the second is the highest, and we have 2 identicals right there, identical powers. So blank x to the second plus blank x plus blank. So for x to the second, we have 4. Then on x, we got 34 plus 30, that would be 64. And then 255. Okay, that's it. Now for part B, use your expression to calculate the combined area of the garden. It's supposed to say area. Area of the garden and border if the border has a width of 8 feet. So that is telling me that these x's, this outside, those edges that were used to be x, now those are 8s. So that 8 is equal to x. So I can replace my x's with 8. So I parenthesize my x's and I write 4 down, and then parentheses, and then a second power, plus 64, then I make a parentheses, but not to any power, and then plus 225. And then I'm going to slip 8s in for my parentheses. And I can easily figure this out on my calculator. So I have 4 parentheses 8 to the second, so that's this key here below here where my finger's at, x to the second. That means you want the 8 to the second, plus 64 parentheses 8, no power on that, and then plus 225. Okay, and I got 993 square feet. Okay, and that's all you have to know for the test.